This is the Fox 5 News Block.
Breaking news, new details on the New Orleans attack as authorities say they now believe the suspect acted alone. The FBI also saying it finds no definitive link between that New Orleans attack and that truck that exploded outside of Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. And the home of former NYPD Chief of Department Jeffrey Madry was raided. News coming as he was suspended from the department this morning amid sexual misconduct allegations. And good afternoon, I'm Teresa Priolo. Welcome to the News Block. Those stories in a minute, but first we're going to take a live look outside. Right now, we have some cold weather on the way. Don't take my word for it. Let's check in with Audrey Puente here now with your forecast. Hey, Audrey.
Hi, Teresa. Well, it's already feeling chilly outside, and that's because we have a very blustery wind moving through the region, which is giving us a chill factor across the area. It's 41 degrees currently in Central Park. We have the same number in White Plains. It's 42 in Poughkeepsie. These numbers don't sound too bad, but it's the winds that are really problematic, and we have a wind advisory that has been issued by the National Weather Service for the area shaded here until about 10 o'clock tonight. We have winds sustained between 10 and 20 miles per hour right now, but the gusts are even higher. They're gusting to 30 miles per hour in Bridgeport, 37 over in White Plains, 33 in the city, 34 in Newark, and 24 down the shore in Belmar. Now, when we combine that with the current temperatures, we have wind chill factors in the 30s right now. It feels like 29 in Sussex and 21 over towards Monticello. So definitely bundle up if you're heading out and traveling anywhere today because it's going to be cold out there. And we also have some snow showers being picked up by the radar. Most of them are occurring north of the city here. They're coming downwind of the Great Lakes, which is experiencing some lake effect snow showers. We could get a couple of sprinkles in and around the city, and I'll let you know how much we can expect across our region and for how long coming up. Teresa?
All right, Audrey, thanks. So back to our big story. The FBI, state and local officials in Louisiana giving an update on that attack that left more than a dozen people dead yesterday in New Orleans. Fox 5 Stephanie Bertini joining us live from our newsroom with the latest on this. Steph.
Hey, Teresa. Good afternoon. We're hearing at least 14 people are dead and dozens of others wounded. The investigation in New Orleans is intensifying this afternoon, although the suspect is dead. Local, state, and federal officials are working together. The FBI has said they don't believe the suspect acted. They do believe now that the suspect acted alone. What happened on Bourbon Street, so graphic, we can't show you everything on TV. It was 3:15 on New Year's Day in New Orleans when the FBI says a 42-year-old man, Shamsuddin Jabbar, drove a rented Ford pickup truck down the iconic street, plowing through people who were celebrating the new year. The suspect, we know, was from Texas and served in the U.S. Army. He was killed in a shootout with police, but not before investigators say he exited that vehicle and shot two officers. We've learned authorities found potential improvised explosive devices both inside and outside the vehicle and an ISIS flag on the trailer hitch. The FBI stating today they've found videos on social media revealing the suspect support of ISIS. 3 phones linked to the suspect and 2 laptops have been recovered. The FBI is searching those devices for leads, we learned also this morning in a news conference.
We cannot ease the grief people in this community and across the nation are feeling at this time. But rest assured, we stand with you and in support of you. All the resources, and I'm going to go into that a little bit later, all the resources of the FBI are being focused on tracking down every piece of evidence, every lead, every interview, every potential lead we've got. While I won't be able to answer all your questions today, my goal is to be as forthcoming as possible with you on what we've uncovered so far. First and foremost, let me be very clear about this point. This was an act of terrorism. It was premeditated and an evil act.
We're learning more about the victims, among them an 18-year-old girl dreaming of becoming a nurse, a single mother, a father of 2, and a former Princeton football star. Here at home, this public deadly incident is one factor putting officials on heightened alert. While the mayor has said there are no credible threats in New York City, heightened security is being implemented by the NYPD out of an abundance of caution, we're told. Teresa.
All right, Stephanie, thank you for that update. We're following more breaking news, new details on that Cybertruck explosion that occurred outside of Trump Tower in Vegas yesterday. Investigators just wrapped up a news conference. They revealed the man found behind the wheel of the Cybertruck suffered a gunshot wound to the head before the truck exploded. Las Vegas police believe that man is Matthew Livelsberger. The 37-year-old was an active duty U.S. Army soldier who was on approved leave when he died. He was a member of the elite Green Berets, and he'd been deployed twice to Afghanistan. Livelsberger's body, IDs, and pistols were found at the crime scene, all of which officials say were burnt beyond recognition. Officials say that the gunshot wound was self-inflicted. They're still trying to piece together how this entire situation unfolded.
Now, further complicating this identification of this individual, we also discovered through the coroner's office that the individual had sustained a gunshot wound to the head prior to the detonation of the vehicle. One of the handguns was found at his feet inside of the vehicle.
Las Vegas officials also saying that at this time, they cannot say that there is any connection between the New Orleans attack and the Cybertruck explosion. And for the latest on all of the day's breaking news, you can stay up to date on the Fox Local app. That's on your phone. You just scan that QR code right there on your screen, and you can download it. A 19-year-old man has been arrested and charged with burglary after officials say he broke into Gracie Mansion yesterday morning. The DA's office accusing Michael Armando of walking around inside the mayor's official residence after hopping a fence just before 4:30 on New Year's Day. The DA's office says Armando recorded a video of himself taking a Christmas ornament from a drawer inside of Gracie Mansion. He was later found with that ornament along with several other items. Armando's next court appearance is Monday, January the 6th. Police are searching for multiple suspects after 10 people were hurt in a mass shooting outside of a nightclub in Jamaica, Queens. It happened outside the Amazura event hall on 91st Ave and 144th Place around 11:15 last night. A group of people were lined up outside of the club to get into a private event when police say 4 suspects fired into the crowd.
4 males were walking eastbound on 91st Avenue onto 144th Place towards the venue. 3 to 4 males then opened fire over 30 times in the direction of the group standing outside the event space, striking multiple victims.
The victims all had non-life-threatening injuries. They're between the ages of 16 and 20 years old. If you have any information, you are asked to call police. Officials say a construction worker has fallen to his death in Midtown. It happened this morning at a building near East 49th Street and Park Ave around 9:40 a.m. Police say the 45-year-old victim was pronounced dead at the scene. The Department of Buildings saying the investigation is now ongoing. Federal and local authorities are raiding the Queens home of former NYPD Chief Jeffrey Maddrey this morning. Agents brought out boxes and bins of paper during this raid. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch said law enforcement agents executed search warrants at several locations, including his home. Tisch announced Maddrey was suspended from the department this morning. This all comes amid an investigation over allegations that Maddrey demanded sex from a subordinate NYPD lieutenant in exchange for overtime pay. Maddrey put in his retirement papers and left his position a day before the allegations were made public. Maddrey has denied those accusations and claims the relationship was consensual. New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer continuing his fight against congestion pricing. He's highlighting a federal judge's decision agreeing that the MTA's congestion tax will cause serious environmental and health effects on New Jersey families. Gottheimer says New York must take steps to protect Jersey families.
What about and the effects on all the lungs here in northern New Jersey? Right? We know that's going to happen because the MTA has admitted it's going to happen. And yet, the MTA hasn't provided a single solution to mitigate the cancer-causing effects on northern New Jersey. Nothing.
By the way, congestion pricing is set to begin this Sunday. 2025 welcomes the start of a whole new generation, one that tech experts say will likely have their lives heavily impacted by artificial intelligence. But with the parents of these children having their own complex relationships with cell phones and social media, there could be some cause for concern. Fox's Ryan Christopher reports.
This New Year's Day, U.S. Census Bureau data estimates the world population will be more than 8 billion people, with 1 baby expected to be born every 9 seconds in the U.S. throughout January 2025. And in an exciting turn of events, babies born this year and over the next 14 years will make up Generation Beta. It's the newest generation many technology experts predict will grow up with artificial intelligence in every aspect of their lives. And while it might be an exciting new frontier, those in Generation Beta will most likely be the kids of younger millennials and older Gen Zers. But according to educators currently working with Gen Z students, many report suffering negative consequences from frequent social media use.
They do see their community as having a lot of anxiety. They do see higher rates of depression.
Michelle Burke of the Stevens Institute of Technology says many of the students she teaches want to explore the impacts of growing up with cell phones.
And they do see struggles in that particular arena. They really want to understand why.
Compared to how their parents were with them. When asked if they would be as strict, more strict, or less strict with their children's technology use, the responses from Burke students were sobering.
About half of them say they would be more strict. About half say about the same, and I've never, ever had a student say they would be less strict.
Meanwhile, the technology Gen Beta may get to use could be quite futuristic, with many expected to live into the 22nd century. Ryan Christopher, Fox 5 News.
Boy, oh boy, 22nd century. Let's take a live look outside right now. It looks like a clear day outside, but don't take my word for it. Let's talk to Audrey. She has got a full read on your forecast coming up. Hey, Audrey.
Hi there. Well, we have a mixed sky out there. Some parts are seeing some cloud cover. Some are seeing more in the way of sunshine. We have a downwind or wind coming downwind of the Great Lakes, and that's picking up the moisture and depositing it in the form of snow showers in upstate New York. We're getting a couple of sprinkles in and around the city right now, so I'm going to leave in the threat for the rest of the afternoon into the early evening, and then the winds will kind of slacken off just a bit, and the activity should die down. This area of low pressure we're watching closely. It's going to dive to our south tomorrow and produce a chance of snow showers across southern portions of New Jersey. Cold air is going to come in behind it, though, and that's going to set the stage for another system that's still well out towards the Pacific. This one could be a snow producer for us as we go into the beginning of next week. Here it plays out in our futurecast. The rest of the evening should be relatively quiet with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow we'll wake up with plenty of sunshine across the region, but it will be another blustery and cold day across the area. Here comes that low pressure center I just mentioned. It'll be diving down to our south here. It will produce some snow and maybe some rain showers across southern New Jersey, and we could see some of those creep northward here by tomorrow evening, so there will be a chance of snow in and around the city, but it should be pretty minimal. It will also move across Long Island tomorrow night and then move offshore by midnight. So on Saturday, we'll wake up once again with plenty of sunshine, maybe a few flakes well off to the north here because of lake effect snow showers. And overall, it's going to be cold and windy for the next several days, so plan accordingly if you plan to be outdoors. Temperatures stay below the norm for the next several days, and then we have that snow threat coming in on Monday. Teresa?
All right, Audrey, looking good. Can't wait for next week. That's for sure. All right, we appreciate it. And that's your news block for now. I'm Teresa Priolo. Thanks for joining us. You should tune in to the 5 o'clock news on Fox 5 and right here on the Fox Local app for all of the day's news as it develops. We will see you back here tomorrow. Have a good one.